Making a Buffalo River Dalton out of indirect percussion. Here's another one I made out of indirect percussion using Texas material. But anyway, I got the video on making this one, and I might give it away. I don't know. I'm gonna think of something to do with it. Hope y'all have a blessed. I'm gonna do a video on making a Dalton and using indirect percussion, and I tried to do one making some other points. I talked about some Clovis and Folsom, and still not strong enough. I don't want to say I'm not strong enough, but when I push the pressure plate, the shingles hurt me so bad through my shoulder, it's just not worth doing it. But Dalton, I don't have to do that much pressure plating. So anyway, we're going to try to make a Dalton out of this piece of buffalo I got many years ago when I used to collect buffalo. I'm going to do indirect percussion. And I'm going to hit straight down because it had an overhang there and it took care of it perfect. Now, this is a little overhang here, but I think I can grind it back. And I think we can run this ridge right here and get it out. So what we did. Now let me get my pressure plater. And I can push little stuff like this basically down, but I can't run any plates any length at all. When I go shoving that hard, it hurts so bad I can't explain it. If you had shingles, you might can understand it. I apologize because I was going to make some closes and some Folsom points, but I'm getting a little bit better, and got two more nerve blocks to have done, and hopefully they'll work. And then I'll be able to do it maybe. Show y'all what I like doing about that kind of stuff. Got me some platforms sitting right there. That piece went across there. Now, come down this way and hit straight down. There we go. This little sharp edge on this. I ground it, but I felt it and it felt sharp, so I'm gonna grind it again. Yeah, that's a lot better. Put pressure on this. That's why I got this tied down like this. I can pick up and put pressure on it. That's what really helps your plates run. Shoot them all the way across if you're not careful. Let's change the angle on it. And this is another thing to learn about indirect percussion, is your angle is determined by different ways than when you're sitting there doing direct percussion. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. You have to get used to the angle. You know what to do. I'll explain it to you right now. Let me grind this down. Okay. All right, I got a platform right here, and I'm gonna run it right to there. So this is a down angle, but see, when I know I put it there, I'm gonna pull up and put pressure on it. Now, if I turn this rock this way, it's gonna really go down through there, like that. But if I turn it this way, it's gonna play out just like that. Right into the middle part. There goes another one. Played out right to the middle part. I'm not so sure if that's showing up my camera that good. I wish I had my brother's skills of photography. He used to teach photography, and he lives in Florida. Too bad he don't live here. I would be done last show with him. Hadn't done it, showing me how good films show up. A lot better. I just spent over $150 for no reason at all. It's just because I'm stupid when it comes to photography. I was told I need a Wi-Fi, I need a tablet, and hook it to my phone, and I could mirror it to my camera on my phone, and all I had to do is set it overhead where you could see real good, set it up here, and I could look down on the table and adjust it. So anyway, I bought all that stuff and a bunch of other stuff I thought would help. But I don't have no Wi-Fi down there at my shop. I didn't know you had to have that. That's how stupid I am. So I done bought all that stuff for nothing. If y'all want to go buy on it, let me know. I think my wife said she gonna keep the tablet. It's straight down. You want that run far at all. I want this to go a pretty good ways, so watch what I do. Tick, like that instead of that. Look how far it went. Let's see there. I want to tell you what, you new guys that's been napping just a few years, man, y'all sure missed the glory days. I hate most of them over with. I had a guy tell me one time and I didn't believe him. I was young and smart, knew everything. My biggest problem, kind of cocky, and I thought I was the best flint knapper out there. But he told me, he said, you guys keep picking all these rocks up by the truckloads and hauling them off, there ain't gonna be no more. What he should have said, these rocks are not like women reproducing. They ain't gonna be no more. But I didn't believe him, and man, my door just slammed shut. That kind of scared me. Thought somebody shot me. Well, I had this creek. First place, I was the first person ever quarried Arkansas in the vacuum light and sell it. I met Mr. Wallace way back in the 70s, and he was a good friend of mine, best friend. We lived close together, and I went up there looking for the vacuum light and got to know Mr. Wallace pretty good, and after about a year, he realized I was an honest guy and he could trust me, and he said, ain't no need you paying my men to blast this dynamite out of the ground. I mean, it's blast the dynamite out of the ground. Blasting the vacuum light out of the ground. He said, I'll rent you my backhoe, my jackhammer, machine to run it off of, generator, I guess you call it, the jackhammer. And I got 8-foot bits, drill 4-foot hole, and then you drill 8-foot hole, and then you put black powder in there and pack it with clay and light the fuse and get out of Dodge. He said, I'll teach you how to do it. Man, I was all over that. I thought I was something blowing up the side. couple 1,000 pounds of rock at a time. But anyway, I'd go up there and he'd just let me have access to it all. And I'd give him $45. And I'd drive the backhoe where I wanted to go, and the backhoe would pull the machine that run the jackhammer. And he furnished the black powder. Man, I said, it ain't no end to this. This will be here 100 years from now. I didn't think about Mr. Wallace dying. When he died, Mr. Parker took it over. And he didn't know that me and Mr. Wallace had some deals made, and he made some deals from other people not knowing it, that knew about it. They tried to undercut me in a big way. In fact, they tried to lease the whole thing out from under me, but I was able to stop that. And then I got in another business, and I had 3 restaurants, and they were in 3 different towns. And I had about 40-something employees running 2 shifts, and I didn't have time to think about rocks. So I just quit fooling with it. And then after Miss Parker died, or before he died or something, I don't know, I hadn't been up there in 20 years after Mr. Wallace died. I hadn't been up there probably that long before I found out. I hadn't been up there now, my gosh, it's way more than 20 years. I hadn't set foot on that mountain in, whoo, that's over 40 years. But anyway, Mr. Parker leased it to somebody, or his son did, or I don't know what they did with it. But I don't really care, because I don't need none of it. But I've been to realize what they were telling me, that all good things must come to an end, what my daddy told me. And so where I'm going with this is, I had a rancher in Texas that was just a very kind, big-hearted person. Love that man to death. And he had a creek that run through his ranch that went into the Pedernales River. And that creek was full of some of the most beautiful Pedernales flint tablets, 14 inches long, 2 foot long. It was unbelievable. And he told me I could have every bit of it. Well, his road followed the creek. That'd take me 2 5-gallon buckets, and I'd walk down to it and fill them up. I could literally sit on a bucket and fill them up without having to move. That's how much flint was on the ground. I could sit on one bucket and fill the other bucket up and never have to get up. And every time it rained, it washed more stuff up. And I'd haul 2,000 pounds out of there every time I'd go. That was my weight limit to haul. And I did that for probably 10 years. And all of a sudden, the drought hit Texas. You live in Texas, you know what I'm familiar with. Some parts of Texas, the hill country, other parts have been under drought for a long time. A real long time. And I went out there and had to work hard for it this time. I had to walk about a mile, half a mile, I'd say, and back would be a mile, checking them gravel bars. And I got 2,000 pounds. But man, I was there like 2 days. It was work. You had to kind of look for it. And he'd always let me stay with him at his place, and it wasn't out in no motel or nothing. And his wife was so gracious, and he was too. They'd always cook meals and things like that. Just great friend. Still is. Still is one of my favorite people. You know? He's getting old like me. But anyway, all that being said, we got a little problem here. I'll address it later on. All that being said, I went out there and took about 2 days. Well, about 6 months later, I was always calling and let him know I was coming. And he wanted to get some quail or turkey or deer meat. He wanted a hunting ranch to cook and thaw it out. And I'd take him peanuts when peanuts was in season and things like that. Pecan. But anyway, I called him and I said, tell him come out there. I told him, I said, hey, I said, I'm going to come out there this weekend. And he said, do what? I'm going to come out there and get some flint. He said, my gosh, son. He said, what'd you do with all that flint you got? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, you done hauled about 4 trailer loads off. I said, I didn't haul nothing off. He said, well, you guys did. And I said, what are you talking about? And he said, well, he said, these 2 men come up here and he had a Florida tag on his truck and his trailer. And the other lived in Dallas there. And they said that he had to go right through Mississippi within probably 20 miles of your house, go back to Florida. And you told him to come here and get you some flint. And you would give him some in exchange. And he said, man, they stayed a whole week there in Fredericksburg, and they worked every day. And they ended up with 3 huge trailer loads. I said, I don't know nothing about it. He said, come on now, are you serious? I said, I know nothing about it. I said, nothing whatever. When he went to describing it to me, I knew immediately who he was talking about, and another dude tried to screw me out of another rock place, and he's dead now, and I'm going to talk about that son because he's dead. But one time, I swear I believe I'd have shot him if I could have got my hands on him. But he said, John, he said they had every bit of information, how they knew where I lived. They knew everything about my children. And said you told them about winning a state championship and stuff like that. And he said, I just believed them. I never questioned it. And he said, you know me. And he said, my wife told me something didn't seem right about that, and I ought to call you. And I said, no, I ain't gonna bother him. But he done told him where I live and phone number and everything. And so anyway, I'd taken a friend out there with me who I thought was a good friend, and he is. He just one of them kinds don't know better. And he never been out there. We went and watched his boy play in a championship game, and they won it in basketball. And we stayed there 3 days because I went and looked for another source of flint and picked up flint. He didn't know nothing about flint. He's just a rock hound, and he likes arrowheads and stuff. And he loves going knapping. He's never tried to nap, but he's real nosy. He can't keep his mouth shut. And I just didn't think nothing about it. Well, he goes to Niblet Bluff, Napping, and I don't go. And one of the men there that lived in Dallas caused me a lot of trouble over my years. It cost me a lot of money. Asked him what he'd been up to, and he said, well, he just got back with me from Texas. He said, really, where'd y'all go? And he told him. He told him the man's name of his ranch. Said went and watched his son and told him the boy's name, played in state championship basketball. Told him about his daughter, his wife, and everything. And he even had the phone number because they used to run a bed and breakfast, and the guy does hunts and stuff like that, books hunts for a living, and he gave him his card. Well, the man's phone number was on it. So this dude had everything. He just goes and tells him I sent him out there. And boy, Heidi, I went out there and I never seen so many. You couldn't walk on that creek bottom without chips. Millions of chips, tons of chips everywhere. And I was just sick to the stomach. I've been out there 3 times in the last 5 years, and I picked up maybe 200 pounds of rock. It had no rain, nothing's washing the rock down the river, down the creek into the river. If I had a backhoe or something for to do it, but the guy wouldn't want a backhoe on this place, I might could dig some up, but I don't want to do that. But anyway, he apologized to me, and well, I mean, it's his place. I told him, I said, man, you don't owe me no apology. He said, well, I should have listened to my wife. He told me not to trust that guy. And I said, well, how would he have all this information if John didn't give it to him? She said, well, I don't know. Well, John didn't give it to him, but my buddy Natchez did. And I'll give you his initials, H and H. First name starts with H, and last name starts with H, and he's still alive. And he knows that's what I think about it. I told him, I said, you'll never go anywhere with me again. I said, I can't trust you, keep your mouth shut. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I don't like talking about people, that's why I ain't gonna name no names, because he's dead. Man. Then I had some guy in Kentucky screwed me probably for 10 years off and on. He called me a year and, man, look, I done this and done got in trouble, and I need some points made, and I'm gonna pay you, and tell me such a sweet story, I'd believe it. And he would pay me. And he was a flint knapper. I don't know what, he couldn't make them himself, I guess. The kind I was making was always fluted stuff. And he said, as soon as I get them now, it's going to be about a week before I can pay you. Always the same crap. And I said, okay, that's fine. I don't care. He paid me. Boy, then he'd catch me for about $500 and he never got paid. And that'd go on for a year or two, and then he'd contact me and, man, I'm so sorry. My mama was sick and dying and all this stuff. And I have a forgiving heart. And I'd fall for it again, same thing. And now what I'm trying to do here is thin this, get it pretty flat right here, out to the point. You gotta be real careful with my platform and how hard I hit. I'm setting up a good edge below the center line. Alright, now I'm going to take a fine grinder. I'm not going to take that coarse grinder. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but that's the fine grinder right there. And I'm probably going to go to a smaller billet like this. Not as much weight coming down on it. Basically hitting straight down, because it's too narrow. Don't want to run plates too long, you're going to have an overshot. It worked out pretty good. If I can get this side to work out as good, I'm going to come over here and try to, see, I can't even break that little sharp edge off. Just, you know. If you'd have told me 12 months ago that I'd be in this shape, I'd sit there and laugh at you, man. I felt like I could jump a 6-foot fence 12 months ago. Can't even walk to the bathroom by myself hardly now. shouldn't have took a minute to done that. I done lost my little sander that's behind. There it is. Use this one. I'm not getting enough material moved. Just moving little bitty pieces. I'm gonna raise this edge up, make it a little better. It's almost on the center line. What the problem is? Getting them to go now. Oh yeah. Put a little heavy one. Okie dokie. It turned out real good. It flattened. You can look this way and see how it flattened it out in there. Now I'm gonna come over here and flatten the top up. Then it some more. Y'all hadn't subscribed to my videos. I hadn't made any about a year to mount to anything, but I sure wish you would, because I'm going to try to get started back. Back at it. And I push the like button or whatever you want to do, it sure helps. Trying to get started again. Those all work real good. They all run right to the center. Now then do the other side. See if we can get it to cooperate. Okay, we're gonna grind this real good. I'm gonna use this rough grinder to get them little points off. Then we'll come back and get in between the valleys with this. See what we can do. Be good. Get better. Hope this can do that good. Man. Wow. Now we gotta do the other side. I know you probably don't want to sit there and listen to somebody run their mouth and do a video and doing the same thing over and over and over like pressure flaking and indirect percussion. You've already watched what you need to see. So I'm going to stop this one and start it back up when I get ready to shape it. Okay, I'm starting the video back up. Going through just straighten the edges off. Not running any flakes or nothing. Getting the zigzags out of it. I honestly don't think I could run any flakes. Might be a little flute channel down both sides of this. A lot of Daltons have that. Alright, once again I'm just taking the saw teeth zigzags out of this thing. And get it straight edge. I screwed up there. My eyes aren't that good. Got cataract bad on my right eye, and I need to have surgery, but I can't lay on my back because of my shingles. And I was afraid I might move, and they just want to wait till my shingles are over with before they attempt doing that surgery on my eye. So I'm saying that, I thought my head was right there over here, and looking at it, it looked like it, but it wasn't. Little needle tip on this thing here, and I'm sand this down and see what it looks like. Buffalo River Daltons. Hope you enjoyed it.